The Baal HaTanya was disseminating the teachings of Chasidus, the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov in an unprecedented way. And until that point at least, there was tremendous hisnagdus. There was a lot of opposition to everything he was doing. Which means there were groups of people, of holy people, righteous people, tzaddikim, gdolim, chachamim, who were opposed to the whole derech of Chasidus. And he had to work through it to be able to reveal his Torah. Come in. He had to be able to work through to reveal Chasidus in the world. The reality was that when Yud-Tes came along, that opposition, that is snagdus, ceased and was diminished to the point that he was actually able to get the word across. And that's a wonderful thing to celebrate, but we can actually go into the real reason, the deeper reason. What is Yud-Tes about? What happened was, what the Baal HaTanya was doing was revealing the deepest secrets of godliness to people who were lav davka ra'ui, lav davka worthy of it. That Reb Levi Yitzchak Berditchever, or the Magid Mimezrich, or a Melech Milizhensk, or people of that caliber were able to learn Chasidus and participate. Well, that makes sense. A tzaddik is shayach to it. But a normal, regular individual, for a normal, regular individual to be able to participate in Chasidus, imagine a guy going around today with such taivas, the likes of that we have. He's holding his technology in his hand all day long. He's able to fall into who knows what kind of negativity. And at the same time, this Jew is able to plummet the depth, the most incredible secrets of Torah, of godliness. He's able to appreciate God in a way that the shtetl yid, for all the greatness that he had, couldn't dream of reaching the levels that we can reach today. And in Shamayim there was a great kitrug, there was a great shaila, are we going to allow this to happen or not? In heaven the question was, what do we do? Do we allow this Torah Chasidus, this Divrei Elikim Chaim, the words of the living God, to be able to be revealed to the regular commoner, or should we keep it aloof? And the fact that there was a kitrug down here on planet Earth, the fact that over here there was a Tsar and a Russian government and Jews who put the Baal HaTanya in prison, was reflective of what was going on in Shamayim. At that time in heaven, there was a big question whether to allow the dissemination of Chasidus to spread or not. And the fact that we are sitting here in this celebration over 200 years after the event is proof of that. Is proof of the victory. It is a celebration for all of us here today. We have around our table over here many guys, many chevra who are involved in learning the Baal HaTanya's teachings, in learning Chasidus. And anyone who learns it attests and appreciates, I believe, the idea that it's Divrei Elikim Chaim, the words of the living God. The fact that we can have the words of the living God part of who we are, part of our beings, is the greatest chidush ever known to mankind. That a person, a regular person, can be attached to God. There is no greater accomplishment, no greater chidush. You want to know a moifes, a miracle? It's that you and I, for all that we understand thoroughly, Olam Hazeh, can still be attached to God. Can still be attached to Elokus through Divrei Elikim Throim, through Chasidus. So we'd like to celebrate through the night this evening, through a Melava Malka. What we've done is prepared a beautiful program, which is really a fahrbrengen, which means it's by the people, for the people. It's not a matter of speeches. We are going through music, through nigunim, of Hasidic nigunim, especially of the Baal HaTanya, with Rabbi Ben Shimon. We are going to be able to experience a little bit of the evening, of the power, the inspiration that Yud-Tes represents. And we'd like to ask as we go along, if you're in the crowd and you have experienced a little bit of Divrei Elikim Chaim, to share with us as we go along a few words of what you feel is Divrei Elikim Chaim. Rabbi Silverberg is over here to facilitate the evening. We will begin with the nigun with Rabbi Ben Shimon.
First of all, you have to come, Rabbi. I don't know if this was ever mentioned to you, to the Chavra over here, because I know you guys learned which is just amazing. One of the great things that Chasidus has to offer is, besides the actual learning, the Torah Chasidus, is the Nigunim, which is an extremely large, big Eitzah, which is a treasure that we have. In general, music is just an amazing thing that we have, which is a present in this world, a gift from Hashem. But to take it a level further, a Hasidic nigun is really like the neshama, the soul of everything that Chasidus teaches. It says that a nigun is like the pen of the heart. This is actually what you can express, what a person has in his heart, and that's really the essence of Chasidus. Chasidus is here not only the Torah of Chasidus to understand Hashem, to understand godliness, to know that there's Hashem in this world, but it's also to change the heart of a person, to change the midas of a person. That's really what Chasidus came down. That's why Chasidus came down to every single person and not just to tzaddikim, because otherwise Chasidus really should have been just for tzaddikim. But Chasidus came down here on this world. The Alter Rebbe's point in this whole thing was to actually change people, like as a psychology, real psychology. If you want to study psychology, that's Sefer HaTanya. That's really what it is. It's to change the person, to understand the way a person works, to understand the way a heart works. And the Friedrich Rebbe writes, actually, when it comes to about Chasidus, is that when somebody studies Chasidus, then the whole house, that the whole entire house, that a person of Chasidus gets a tremendous light. But when a person sings a nigun, then the entire Siviva, it's not just the house, the entire neighborhood becomes lichtig, because what a Hasidic nigun could do, it just could break boundaries, and a Hasidic nigun could change a mood. I've seen this many times, that you could have beautiful music and beautiful achdus, and it's just amazing. But when a nigun gets played, it's just tremendous. You could just see that something changes in the room that you just can't explain, and it could take a person from one place to another. The nigun that I'm going to start now is just, I don't know why, but I chose this nigun. It's a nigun from one of the Talmidim of the Alter Rebbe. It was a really big Talmid of the Alter Rebbe. His name is Moshe Velenker. The Alter Rebbe said on him that he's Meich in the Gadlus, that he has Meich in the Gadlus. For the Alter Rebbe to say that on somebody is tremendous. And this Chassid, actually the Chassidim used to sing it, but it's miyuchas to this Chassid, and that's what we're going to start now. Just a word about this Chassid. He was such a mekusha to the Alter Rebbe that after the Istalkus and the Mittel Rebbe became Rebbe, he had a very hard time adapting to the Mittel Rebbe, and he actually became for a short while a Chassid of Reb Aaron Shasela, which is the Alter Rebbe's older brother. And what ended up happening after that, all his achievements, Ruchnius, he lost in a day. He just lost everything, and he tried to daven, he tried to learn Chasidus, and he didn't understand. He totally lost it, and he realized why. And he asked the Mittel Rebbe. The Mittel Rebbe said, "This is a peda from the Alter Rebbe. That's nothing he could do." And every day he used to have his talis, when he used to tighten the knots in his house, and he used to say, "Moshe, wo bist du? Moshe, wo bist du? Where are you?" Until he asked the Mittel Rebbe. The Mittel Rebbe told him just to ask Mechila, and he gave him a few things to do, and all of a sudden he got everything back. So it's tremendous to know that. We're going to start this number right here. It's a new nigun. I'm going to sing it a few times so you guys could actually learn this nigun. Ah
Da